Good.
Come on. Live, folks. Live TV, man. This is what happens. Live podcasting.
So it's there we go.
You know what time it is. Friday night, 8 o'clock. Get yourself a warm, light up that fireplace. You're real nice and cozy. There's some love. Need to smoke a little bit of that green stuff. Relax, sit back, open your ears. It's culture and shit.
Had to play the whole thing. Couldn't just let it go. Like
It's
that.
almost therapeutic with you.
It is. It gets me.
I was gonna have a panic attack if it didn't keep playing.
Yeah, it gets me into the zone. Like
Yeah.
I'm fully ready.
When I cut out, I was like, "Oh no."
So we're back.
How are you?
Another week. I'm good, man. You know what? It's a good week.
Yeah,
Didn't really have to watch any movies this week.
really?
Took a week off of movies after
I've just been watching shows.
the last 2 weeks. So it's nice, man. Just got some creativity in, doing my thing, man. How about you, Brian? How you doing, dog?
How you doing?
Not bad.
Good.
Still in pain.
Why?
In pain
Yeah.
from our hike? Oh,
You're never gonna.
I've had to turn the jersey around in shame.
Why?
Till October, I guess.
No,
I don't know. So
Why till October? They still have a chance, don't they?
what? They're eliminated.
Are they been eliminated? Oh, that sucks, bro. Haha.
You didn't realize that this whole time?
I don't watch hockey.
Oh,
I watch it just because it's funny.
okay, man. All right.
I watch hockey for jokes.
Yeah, well, this isn't a hockey podcast.
Of
Wait,
course.
but how are you doing, Yasha? We didn't even ask you, man.
Oh, how am I doing? I'm doing great, bro.
Are you actually?
Right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Just been literally the laziest week I've had ever.
That's good. You deserve a lazy week, man.
Literally just casually reading and then just watching TV,
Yeah.
laying down.
Well, I'm glad you didn't prepare for this draft because this week is redemption week, bitches. I'm coming back and I'm coming hard, bro. I'm wearing all black today. All black. Look at this. All black. The man is back in black. I'm coming here. I have lost the last 2 weeks, which have also been the first 2 weeks of us being on YouTube. And I'm coming back hard this week, man. I'm coming back with a fucking fury of 1,000 swords.
Swords?
Yeah.
Swords?
Not sons.
Yeah, not sons, man.
You're
Swords.
coming in
Swords.
aggressively here.
Yeah, man.
Swords.
Yasha didn't even do any preparation this week, but I have been ready, man. And how do you feel, Brian? I know that Yasha feels terrible, but you must feel good. I feel like this is kind of, even though I'm feeling very confident today, I feel like this is your kind of draft, really. Because this is our first draft that shows that we aren't just movie guys. We like other shit.
We like
We
literature.
like authors. We like literature. We're men that can read.
I have read some books.
Yeah.
Every time.
I feel like we've talked, and people at home don't know this, but you're definitely a books over movie fan, I would say, on the whole.
I like movies if the movie
Is good. In original.
well, yes, and like a movie original. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Um,
But you love books.
yes.
Love books. I'm excited because not only is this the first non-movie draft, this is the first dinner party draft, man, which is a whole different dynamic. and it's going to bring out some real interesting shit, man. Should I just get into the rules? Are we ready?
Go for it.
Like, I think we should just launch right into this shit,
Let's
man.
do it, bro.
So normal rules, standard rules are 4 rounds of the draft, 3 standard rounds, followed by 1 wild card round. All picks are final. We haven't had any issues with that lately. Order remains consistent. No trades. Order is determined by the highest card. Brian, where's your deck of cards, bro?
I don't know where it is.
Oh,
Behind you.
It's probably close by.
that's not
There's a
good.
deck of
You
cards.
need to find one of those so
There's
we
like
start
3 deck of
shuffling those.
cards.
Perfect. All right, so Brian's going to start shuffling those cards. Aces are high. Order is determined by highest card. High noon will occur during rounds 2 and 3. All right, so we're going to go into the dinner party rules. All right, and feel free to jump in at any time if I'm not explaining these clear enough. But basically, the idea tonight is that all of our draft picks are guests at a dinner party that each one of us is individually hosting. So we are each hosting our own dinner party. All of our picks are going to be guests at the same dinner party. So we are not drafting the best, in this case, author. We are drafting. The goal is to pick the guest that will result in the best, most interesting, lively, whatever you consider to be the best possible dinner party.
So it's really up to you, Tom. You know,
Yeah.
like define what best is.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
prejudice. Everyone
Yeah.
wins. Right?
I don't know.
Right,
Sean's
guys?
ready for victory.
I'm
here.
ready for
What?
victory
So,
here. All right. And another rule is also traditional barriers to conversation. So things like language spoken, time period of birth, or being alive or dead are not considered. Okay. And then the potential for conversation incompatibility based on their personalities between your draft choices must be considered. All right. Is that clear? Okay. Draft specific rules for the author draft is that we have decided as a group that all authors must be writers known for their works of fiction. So we are excluding all philosophers, all journalists, all biographers, all writers of historical or religious texts. All right. And final rule is that authors may be living or deceased. So we can bring back people from the dead for our dinner party, which would be a lit dinner party. Like, let's face it, if you brought back a bunch of people from the dead, that's a dinner party people are talking about.
Question.
Just like that dinner party in Beetlejuice.
Question. We are not allowed to say the same authors, correct?
No, 100%. What?
Okay.
What? No, what?
Just want to make sure because we're doing combinations.
Yeah. No. No, we all can't pick the same authors. It has to be different
It's
authors.
taken. It's taken.
Yeah.
Second. Okay.
That's how a draft works, man.
Perfect.
Yasha
It's out of it today.
Yasha is coming here with like the fire of like
2 swords.
not
2
even
cool noodles.
Yeah, 2 pool noodles, literally. What are you handing out? So many cards.
I
All right.
thought we were playing
A game? You forgot? All right. Sounds good. Ready? Ooh. All right. Who wants to go first? I'll go first. I got a queen.
Jack.
Queen.
Ooh.
What suit? do
We've
you have?
never done this.
Do you want-
Yeah,
you
we
wanna
do suits.
Or
Yeah.
pick another one.
Pick another. Let's pick another.
Oh, you guys two? Is it going to be 2 of you?
Yeah, 2. Oh, man, I'm pissed. I have a 4. What do you have? Ace?
There we go.
I feel like you
Brian,
got
me,
that.
Sean.
What?
Or
Brian, me, then you. You're last.
What?
I had a queen for the first hand.
oh yeah, fuck.
All right, Brian
Fuck
goes
off.
first.
Oh well.
All right, so let me before Brian take a second to contemplate.
Yeah! The competition begins. Prepare yourselves for round 1. Fight!
Now I'm ready, man. I'm so ready. By the way, I got to mention before Brian makes his pick, giving him a little extra time here. I'm drinking delicious lemon iced tea tonight. Diet lemon iced tea. Trying to get that summer beach bod going, or summer dad bod.
Think you'll
gotta
ever
go
get
for
it?
And
You gotta go for the dab
if
bod, though.
once again, we're going to say this probably a couple of times tonight. If you want to sponsor this podcast,
Yes.
I'll drink your drink.
Nestle.
Whatever. Send me your drink. I'll drink it. You don't even have to be a major company. I don't care. You could be a dude who's making drinks out of his bathtub. Send it to me.
Do it.
we'll drink it on cam. All right, yeah. Brian, round one. Pick one. Go ahead.
Now, I think I have to preface this by saying this is like a unique draft where
Yeah.
the individual pick is not as important as the whole picture, right?
Okay.
So, I'm gonna give my sort of like explanation for all of it at the very end, after round 3.
Interesting.
How
Okay,
does
I
that
see what you're
sound?
saying. Okay. All right. Who's your first pick then?
First one, Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay.
That's
wow.
weird.
All right. Let me. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Do you want to tell us any reason why here?
Why?
Or you just want to save to the end? You're going to feed yourself to the wolves right now? Because I think both Yash and I are ready to pounce.
I'm surprised.
I'm ready to pounce.
Because I never considered him like.
Do you have anything that you want to defend yourself with before this?
No.
That's an insane pick.
That's like
That's
weird.
that is
strange.
an insane pick.
I don't think I've ever considered him a really.
I'm very
writer.
interested to see where Brian's going with this at the end of the day.
Well, hold on.
Because to me, that is someone that
I
would
wouldn't
be the
consider a fiction
Bizarro.
writer.
He'd be no. Well, he is
Sort of,
kind
but it's
a
like-
poet too, I guess.
Yeah, I guess poets. We didn't say no poets.
Yeah, we
but-
didn't say no
Well,
poets.
he was primarily a poet, but he
Yeah.
did write.
Fiction.
Fiction,
No, I'm into
yeah.
that. I'm not going to argue he's not an
Yeah.
author. My biggest thing with him is he's just so fucking dark and everything's
Yeah.
just going to be a downer. Like you just picked like the most depressing dinner party guest in the world.
Maybe there's a method to the madness.
As I said, there's got to be some sort of method to the madness because right now, that to me is like that's a Bizarro pick.
I mean, I did.
That's a
say,
Bizarro
I did preface.
Whenever
it.
I think Edgar Allan Poe,
I know you did, but you still have to. You understand why we are hating on. The
whenever I
pick right
think of Edgar
I
Allan
thought
Poe,
it might get picked, because for me,
now. Do you
right?
like him at least as an author? Can you tell us that? Do you like his works?
I do.
Okay, all right. So at least you
now-
got that going for you.
Yeah. Now, so maybe one thing I forgot to say is that for me, I think this draft, it doesn't really matter what the first, second, third is.
I see what you're saying.
As long as you get to pick them,
Yeah,
right, at the end, you can justify those picks altogether, right?
I see what you're saying.
So,
it's just risky. Can I?
yeah.
Are you done?
Yeah.
All right. I want to jump into my pick because I think by explaining my pick and my rationale for my pick, it's going to kind of. I'm going in an opposite direction. I think the first round pick is the most important pick because typically when I'm throwing a dinner party, everyone's got that close friend who is a life of a party. A guy, when you're planning the dinner party, that's the first person you call up. And if you're like, hey, man, you want to come to my house on the 14th? They're like, no, I can't. It's like, well, then when can you come and I'll have the dinner party that night instead? That's what the first round pick should be, is that person.
it should be.
It should be
like someone who's not going to.
it should be someone who is going to come, I'm saying, but is like so important that like it's like this is the person that
Okay.
needs to be there.
Okay.
Like I will reschedule my dinner party if you can't come that night because you're so awesome. Edgar Allan Poe is not that. So that's how I view the first round. And because of that, I am bringing in the other reason I'm going to say is most authors, we are not just talking about their works. We are ultimately talking about their personalities because it's a dinner party.
Right.
Most authors are very drab, very introspective people. An author who is not is Truman Capote. And Truman Capote, if you have Truman Capote at your house for a dinner party, you are guaranteed a fucking phenomenal dinner party. There's no author who's more entertaining than Truman Capote that was a bigger socialite at a more interesting time, aka the 50s and 60s. He was friends with fucking everyone. He had stories about everyone. He's the life of the party. Truman Capote is so charismatic and exciting that he is going to bring out the party and everyone else. So Truman Capote for me is my easy number one pick because I think that he just guarantees that in a room of people that are normally introspective and quiet, there is going to be conversation flowing because Truman Capote is going to be flowing that shit.
My only issue is for me, I never read a Truman Capote work ever, I don't think.
What Breakfast at Tiffany's, In Cold Blood would be the two major ones.
Okay. I've watched
I
Breakfast
love
at
In
Tiffany's.
Cold Blood. He's one of my favorite authors. I think that's the other reason I wanted to draft him is I do enjoy his works as well, but I am drafting him more specifically for the personality. You got anything to hate on about Truman Capote? I feel like no one can right now.
I don't know enough about him. I've read any of his work, so I can't really say
It's a
much.
good pick.
All
It's a
right.
fun
Like-
pick.
Like I really feel like how you're going to justify all the picks and like how you're going to define that dinner party.
Well, as I
with those
said,
guys is
I
gonna
want to have
really matter.
I want to have a fun dinner party. Truman Capote is going to party. He is going to bring the life. He is going to gossip. Where you're just going to get crazy shit from him. And as I said, I ultimately at a dinner party, the worst thing is when you're sitting around a table and everyone's just being quiet. You know what I mean? Or kind of talking with one another. You ultimately want that person who is a big enough personality that they're going to bring the whole dinner party into it, right? So there's not just little side combos. That's my conception of a dinner party. All right. I'm ready to concede the floor. Yasha, you go ahead, man.
Problem with dinner parties, like, oh, speaking of which, of people who are more or less, they have stories. Some of the most wild people ever. Truman Capote, I guess, would obviously be one of those. But
Yeah.
for honest to God
Yeah.
reasons, I would have to pick someone that is probably who's going to be the life of a party, but is also going to be the one to bring it the fuck down, destroy it, and just go nuts at
Okay.
a party.
Okay.
And that would have to be Hunter S. Thompson.
Question. Does he qualify?
I believe.
Because this is the one where I was going to say he is
I have a
technically
recovery
a
if
gonzo journalist. I will
But-
allow it just for
but
the
here's
sake of
the thing.
expedience. And
Well-
yes, it's a good pick.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas would be a work of fiction I would consider.
It's,
I
yeah.
think he qualifies technically.
Because,
Okay, we'll let him qualify because I'm not going to be a dick about it.
But
And
he's
it's a good pick.
well, I know he does, like, he has a lot of, like, journalistic stuff he's done, like, stuff on Hell's Angels and everything like that. But then,
Yeah.
like, he has works of fiction as well.
For sure. I think of him more as a journalist. But anyways, that's just semantics. Let's
But
get
despite
past
that-
it. He's allowed to be in.
And he's the fucking life of the party. Thinking about the fucking stories that Johnny Depp had of Hunter S. Thompson meeting with them and all the interviews he's fucking done, doing fucking. There's like a couple of videos on YouTube on like what his schedule was, where he like drink fucking schnapps or something every second, do cocaine before he even started writing and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I think he's personally like just a wild card in my book.
Hunter S. Thompson, I won't lie, he was on my list of potential dinner party guests, but he was much lower down because of exactly what you're saying. He's just, to me at least, too fucking crazy, man. He might burn down. He's gonna burn down my fucking house. We're all gonna be on acid, doing cocaine and fucking
It's a dinner
mescaline, and it's just it's a
See, that's
whole
the thing.
other level of dinner party for that
That's
guy.
the
So
thing
I'm
for-
interested to
for
see your
him.
other picks.
That's how you defined it, right?
Yeah,
So
It's a dinner party.
see,
it's a real. You're going way more to the party angle.
We're going for what
Then
happened in
dinner
the
party.
party.
Because I think ultimately with Hunter S. Thompson, as I said, he is a.
There is a method to my
he's-
madness.
It's a potential, like, whole house being destroyed. I don't know. He's a bit of a wild pick to me, but he was on my list. Was he on your list?
No.
No.
my list is very
You're tunnel.
Niche.
You're very.
So far, your
You
pick
got a whole thing.
is
bro.
bizarre,
Well,
but we'll see with the other collection.
going into that, I have nothing else to say about Hunter S. Thompson. I do think, you know what? One thing I'll give you too, he's one of the authors that's interesting. I've watched a whole bunch of interviews of authors, and he's actually like genuinely an interesting interviewee rather than whereas a lot of writers are not. Okay, you know what time it is. It is time for.
Yeah, you already know what it is. It's another round. Round two. Get yourself prepared now. Round two.
all right.
Are you prepared, Brian?
I am.
As I said, you're tunnel vision, dear man. Let's go. I'm interested.
Just like the last time.
Oh, wait, one question.
Yeah.
What about the wild card? Like, that could just throw off your whole thing right now. So are you going to tell your idea before the wild card or after the wild card? Just so we know.
Yeah, I'll sort of give a rundown, and for the Bizarro round,
Well, it's not necessarily.
oh yeah,
bizarre.
it's for the fourth round. That might
Yeah,
be Bizarro.
wild card.
Yeah, that might throw me off, but I have some.
You'll
picks,
give your master
hopefully,
plan before the wild card, though? Because I don't want to
Yeah.
wait 19
then-
rounds here.
and then I'll try to see if the fourth round doesn't screw me over. Essentially.
Okay, interesting. That's what I like. All right, that's perfect. Are you ready? Your
Yep.
pick. Locked in. Let's go.
I would have Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie. Okay, can you give us just like a little rundown on her while I do some research
She's
on her?
I would say the most influential and known female author of the mystery genre.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Interesting.
And
Interesting.
that might give away
I'm
what I'm
trying to
doing.
see a little bit of a.
If you know anything about Poe.
I'm trying to see a little bit of a thing about. Man, that's an interesting pick because she is. Wow. Because obviously Agatha Christie's kind of coming back. Did she do those? Like she did the I can't even remember the movie. I can't even remember. I'm looking up facts about her right now. Apparently she loved surfing. Maybe is that the commonality to all of your authors? They all love surfing. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's an interesting one. I don't really have anything negative to say other than the fact that like interesting writer choice. Like, have you read her books?
I've read.
Like, does she have good prose, or is she just sort of like more of one of these just released a ton of interesting detective stories kind of people?
I would say she's like in the top selling list, and I would say thematically, if you're looking at mystery as like a genre, that's like a name that.
Oh God, I know what you're doing now. Very interesting. Okay, wow. All right, this is an interesting draft now.
What do you think I'm doing?
Oh, I think I know exactly.
I mean, I'm not doing anything crazy.
I think I know what you're saying here, Brian. I think I know what you're doing here. But I'm not going to ruin it yet because I just don't want to. All right. So, I think we're ready to move on to my pick. Do you have anything to say about Agatha Christie?
No, I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for tuning in today, Yasha. Thank you
honesty.
for tuning in. Well, I guess it's because you're doing your list. You're studying now. All right, I'm excited that I get to make this pick because this pick is my favorite author. So I have to pick him because he's number 2 on my board as well. I'm going to go with Kurt Vonnegut.
Nice
And reason why, as I said, I want a dinner party where there's going to be laughs. There's going to be a lot of fun. I think that Kurt Vonnegut is, as I said, he's my favorite author. And his reason why is I think that his books are both hilarious while also have moments of like pure, just like sad, heart-wrenching sadness in it. But his books are just hilarious. He also, they really go out there in terms of conception of time and space. And I have a quote from him. Alcohol and marijuana, if used in moderation, plus loud, usually low-class music, make stress and boredom infinitely more bearable. That's just perfect. Like, that's who I want at my dinner party because we're on the exact same page.
Yeah.
And Truman Capote he was a drug addict and an alcoholic later in life. So I know he would be down to smoke some weed at my house party. That does give away some of what my idea is for my dinner party, which is definitely having people who are going to smoke weed and talk amazingly because this is all.
You're going for the not in a bad way, but like a very vanilla good times kind of.
100%.
I respect it.
And I'm looking for a great time with some phenomenal authors. And as I said, I won't lie, he's not like hilarious in interviews, but that's why I picked Truman Capote. I'm going to keep going back to Capote this whole draft because he was the whole key for me this whole draft. He's so sociable and so funny and so out there that he's the type of guy that's going to bring out Vonnegut's hilarity. You know what I mean? He's going to make it so it's a good time. As I said, Kurt Vonnegut, I love him. Big fan. Excited to make that pick. Yasha, you got anything to say about Vonnegut?
Never really read any of his works. Yeah.
Okay. For people who don't know, Kurt Vonnegut wrote, he's best known for Slaughterhouse-5, Cat's Cradle, Sirens of Titan, which would be my favorite by him. He's just a hilarious author. If you haven't read him, he's probably the greatest, at least American satirist. Is that the word? Satirist?
Satirist.
Writer of satire. He's very good. Anyways, I'm excited about my dinner party already. You got anything negative to say about Kurt Vonnegut? Have you read any Vonnegut?
I think I read Slaughterhouse-Five a very long time ago
Okay.
in school. Not because I needed to read for school, but I was in school, like a school kid.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's better as an adult for sure.
But
It's older
the
material.
fact that nothing really like jogs my memory of
Yeah.
it tells me that I should probably read it.
Yeah, 100%.
Other than that, no books of his.
Well, as I said, he is great. Him and Capote also wrote around the same time, so I like that too. Is that we have two authors on two different sides, and that's really my favorite era of writing is those 50s and 60s authors. So, anyways, Yasha, your pick, dude. Round two.
Round two. All right. So this one's a bit tricky, but I was gonna go with George Orwell.
Man,
Personally, for me, because a lot of his works influenced me growing up, reading his works. More specifically, 1984 and Animal Farm. I felt like those are like kind of two of his most compelling works ever written. And I felt like just the stories being told and how that can reflect on today's society. And then looking at sort of like the little political commentary he's trying to address in his works. And then trying to send that with what Hunter S. Thompson engages with his own works and the craziness of it all.
that's where your problem is. I had Orwell on my list as well. I'm not going to lie. He's a great author. And I think would be a fascinating person to be able to talk to today. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
Just because so much has
That's
happened.
what I mean.
But you're never going to get to talk to him with Hunter S. Thompson at your party.
Why not?
It's just not good. He's just going to be shooting guns and shit, man. You're all going to be on fucking acid. He's going to be shooting guns off and stuff.
What makes you think Orwell's
I
not
don't
gonna
think
be on-
Orwell and Hunter S. Thompson would vibe at all.
I
Orwell
think
is
so.
like a... Orwell
in terms for the respects and even the fact that they're not... Who says they're going to be acid? Who says there's going to be guns? How do you know I'm going to allow that shit?
Because it's Hunter S. Thompson. It doesn't matter if you allow that shit. And what I think
We're
the
all
biggest-
going to be drunk at the dinner table.
George Orwell is a anti-communist socialist
Yes.
who was almost like somewhat conservative in his values a little bit. And
Which is
you're
all the more
throwing
reason.
him into the ring
Yeah.
with the anti-values, basically nihilist of the 60s
Yeah.
relic of a former time.
Absolutely. You know why?
Brian, can you please jump in here to explain why that wouldn't work?
It could work.
To
It
be
could work
very
perfectly.
honest, I'm thinking about my third pick.
Well, don't think about it because we
Nah.
gotta go do high noon anyways.
It's perfect.
So don't even worry about the thing.
I feel like it's a perfect combination because what I want out of this dinner party, well, I'll tell later, is more or less so I want this to be sort of chaotic in a way. But I also want these guys to be able to, I feel like these two would be able to hold a long conversation with one another.
I think that ultimately your dinner party, as you have it like planned currently, is just a complete fucking it's a bag of fireworks basically, and there is a match just lit right beside it, and we'll see who you pick in your third and fourth rounds to round this thing out. But I just think that
You see what
you
he's doing to
have,
me, folks?
like Orwell,
You see what this fucker's
they're
doing to me?
polar opposite.
I don't care if they're polar opposite.
It's just like
I feel like
you're
everyone's
looking
sitting
for
here is
two
polar
very
opposite.
different times, because I went through Orwell and I tried to do some research where I could find that he had some sort of this dude didn't drink, he didn't do drugs. Like it's gonna be he was
said he had
very
to do
much a
drugs?
schoolboy.
He wouldn't have to do drugs at my dinner party.
But do you think he'd get along with Hunter S. Thompson?
Of course.
Okay, wow, all right. I feel like on that note, man,
Why the prejudice?
it's not prejudice,
It's
Yasha.
prejudice.
How is it prejudice?
It's I feel like it would be something that would go well. In order to prove my hypothesis that it will go well, we'd have to go into a fucking time machine in 2 different periods to go fucking pick these fuckers up. This is my idea of
It's
a probably
prejudice
an
because he
ideal
can't
dinner
do it.
party.
Okay, but you do have to admit though that on paper, and again, you can argue in your later rounds that this is what you want, but on paper, you have to agree that they are diametrically opposed as human beings.
So I personally believe that would come up some really good debates to come up in the dinner party.
Well, if you can magically summon up these people
He's
to your
gonna,
dinner
you know
party.
what? Yasha's dinner party, everyone's gonna sit down, and the first thing that Yasha's gonna mention is something political. Then he'll talk about religion. And then what's the third thing you can't
And
talk
then
about at dinner?
relationships.
Yeah, relationships. So there you go. Yasha's dinner party, a fucking firework explosion.
It's gonna be great.
I cannot wait to get back.
Whoa, wait,
For rounds 3 and 4.
Wait.
I cannot
Do
wait to
you
get
expect
back right
these dinner parties just to be natural and awesomely calm, fucking shitty instrumental music playing in the background?
Yes, I do. Not
Really?
like that. No, you've heard.
Come on.
If you had listened to my draft, which I know you haven't listened, I picked Truman Capote, who is the life of a party, and
Okay.
Kurt Vonnegut, who is maybe the
I think
funniest writer of all time, who is also
it is
a
proper.
marijuana advocate.
But
So
here's my thing.
have
I
a
think
great
it is
party.
proper because I think Hunter S. Thompson and George Orwell will just. I think the polar opposite is what's the best thing about it.
Okay.
Personally-
well, here
We have two more.
we got 2 more rounds. We got 2 more picks. I'm excited about it. Brian still has. I know what Brian's doing now.
What am
But
I doing?
I'm not going to say.
What is he doing?
I'm not going to say because that's what keeps people around until after high noon. So we're going to go do high noon. We've got a couple of J's roll, all legal from OCS. When we come back, what are we going to do? We're going to do some talking buds. We're going to do round 3.
Mhm.
And then we're going to get into the wild card. Brian will finally reveal his master plan behind his dinner party draft, which I will admit is very creative because I already know what it is. But yeah, anything you guys would like to say before high noon?
I think I'm good.
No.
Brian, you're doing some research over there. I feel like some sort of wrench got thrown in your direction.
Nope. I'm just trying to have some contingencies for round 4 in case some wild
Interesting.
card comes out and throws me off balance.
It's true, man. I don't know what the wild card is big this round. All right, so we are ready. We will be back. Fever for the 2s.
I got so eager, finding those above me.
Oh, that doesn't work.
I shouldn't believe everyone loves me.
This thing doesn't.
Couldn't believe it, they can't touch me. I'm a believer in all that's bloody. An underachiever, I'm nobody. American Eagle, no one can love me. American Eagle, no one can touch me. They reach me, they surround me, they teach me, they upon me, they need me, they need me, they need me. 'Cause I'm not coming back down here. 'Cause I'm not coming back to live. 'Cause I did so I never felt. I'm not going back to live. There's something about summer that brings me to my knees. A blissful slumber is all I ever really need. I'm thinking about something, but nothing's really in between. A wistful thunder, it's a wonder that it's guaranteed. They reach Well, I've been burning all day. I've been running all day. I'm waiting another day, then it's all over. Unless you say you want me back, I'll swing by today when you're up home. Nothing but late. I'm looking back on all of the ways, but you already swore that God's on his way. When trouble's fast, especially in this place and in ordinary town, with ordinary ways. I'm running from the man. I'm running from the man. He's waiting for to wait another day, then it's all over. It's coming my way. She coming back. He went by yesterday. She was supposed to be alone for the whole day. But looking back, you can see all the ways she was always born. My God, what a lady. Her travel's fast, especially in this place and ordinary time, ordinary way. I'm running from the man. I'm running from the man. I'm running from your man. Running from your man. You're listening to Black Tiger Radio. Smooth sounds in the shade. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Fancy stocks went up today, about 19% overall. If you are someone who makes over $1 million a year, for those who do not, though, I'll wager on that's right. You see it, you want it, you buy it. Yeah, that's right. Don't even think about it. Just go out and buy everything. She's waiting for, she'll wait another day, then it's all over. Can't go on this way. We're trying to rise, especially in this place and ordinary town, with ordinary ways. Oh, call me when you're lonely, baby, don't call me. Oh, so boring. Oh, call me. Broken homes and black Cadillacs. I went back to my house in a flash when I woke. I could see that it was me. The Waves coming up real fast and I just about drowned in the past when I could see that it was me. Way real close, walk along all alone. When you say by me. Southern drones and half-witted hats. I ran back to my car in the flash. When I woke, I could see that it was me. Flames coming up real fast and I just about rode in the past. When I woke, I could see that it was me. Way real close, walk along all alone. When you say by me. Way real close, walk along all alone. When you say by me.
Chocolate fountain. Is this glass clean? Is this glass clean? What? Is this glass clean? Yes. Good? Yeah. Well, this is what I have to touch. Yeah, that's the thing where I told you to drink out of. Did you drink out of it? No, not yet. I mean, that's here.
Summon all my mercy, boy, it's been hard to find. They say I'm not worthy, but it's always just a constant line. Not just a courtesy, you are on my mind. How can I bury thee without also committing a crime? I say where you go, I don't care, I don't mind. Do you think I don't worry? Boy, it's all the fucking time. I breathe perversely, but human nature's no crime. Right or wrong or all blurry, should it be that hard to find? How can I help thee without also taking inside? I'll say the way you are, I don't care, I don't mind.
All right, we're back.
We're back, which means
is now.
Time for
Hi.
Sometimes in life, you gotta get away.
It's happening again.
happening again.
What's going on,
Day of
man?
technical
Live
difficulties.
television,
We are
live
sorry. We
podcasting.
are sorry, everyone.
Sometimes in life, you gotta get away from the competition. Let your head get cleared. Open up your mind to new possibilities, new avenues of thought. Over here at Cultured'n'S shit, we like taking a break, smoking a little green stuff, and talking buds.
All right, we're
I feel like
officially
it's
back.
missing like a yeehaw at the end there.
Well, I think it's because there's a different round that has that. You know,
I'm
Yeah.
waiting for it.
it's coming. I know the one you're talking about. All right, talking buds, man. We're back. Talking buds. In between the rounds, today we have always from the OCS, and I'm going to say this once again. Peace Pipe, OCS, Back 40, any weed company, man. Just sponsor us, dude. Just give us a little sponsor, man. Give us like one joint. You don't even have to give us joints at this point.
Uh-huh.
They could give us like 2 of these lighters and we'll.
I need them.
Yeah, right? Clippers.
I've requested.
Send us a clipper and we'll fucking mention you for the next month and a half free charge. Literally. Again, people are going to say, you know, those guys sold out. No, we've always been sell outs. That's how it is.
That's the whole
for
point
us.
of this, right?
That's the
Podcast
whole
is the
point.
vehicle.
If not, we would just draft. We would just sit here Friday night and we would just draft without the camera on. It's all about commodification.
Yeah.
Man. This is just a fun brain exercise. All right. So this week we have from Peace Pipe. Oh, fucking get us a sponsor. We have Back 40 is the name of the brand, and it is their Pine Kush. Real nice, just thick, fresh ounce of weed here. Ryan, you're always the one who gets
No longer an ounce.
gets to rate it first. So I'm gonna let you keep up that tradition. This special weed here from the OCS, completely legal, available across Ontario, I'm assuming. It's also a this I forgot to mention. It is about 22 to 24%,
Mhm.
high percentage weed,
Wow.
Yeah.
and an ounce runs you only $104 before taxes. Man, it is.
It's doing its job.
I'm just gonna say while Brian continues thinking about it, I like this so much that I bought an ounce on Tuesday, and I was like, I'm going to buy another ounce because they might be out of it
Yeah.
at OCS.
Were they out? Almost out?
They might be. I don't know. I have no idea because you have to buy it on the curbside, so you have no idea how much they have.
Right.
I think they had like 14 ounces left or something of it, but I was like, man, I gotta go get this shit. I gotta get me another ounce. So are you ready now? You got your number?
Mhm.
What is it? What are you thinking?
It's quite potent. You're right. But I don't just judge by how potent a strain is. That's
Mhm.
an important quality.
Mm-hmm.
But depends. I would give this solid 8.
8. Okay, so it's lower than the monkey glue. Just to be
I
clear,
like monkey.
you like the monkey glue more. I'm just pointing that out for the viewers at home. 8.5. You're at an 8 on this.
Not as smooth.
Yeah.
The high is quite. It's like in your face.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Solid high. Smell wasn't anything special. Taste wasn't anything special. Solid 8.
That's a good score. It's a good score. 8's hard to get. You know, that's only.
For it to crack a 9, it would have to be
Oh,
phenomenal.
I'll get into that. Yasha.
Honestly, I enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
This was like I've been feeling this one all fucking day.
Yeah.
It's literally been like I've been having hiccups. It's
Yeah.
harsh.
Yeah.
My throat's been dry with it, but honestly, it does the job.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Yeah.
I felt it pretty quickly with
Yeah.
him, as opposed to last week's. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
pretty,
Yeah. Last week you only gave it like a.
This one, I
5 or something.
feel more laid back. I feel more fucking just like I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it in me. So I think I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
8.5. Nice. All right. I'm gonna come in higher than you guys on this, and I think part of it, I'm not gonna lie, part of it is I'm swayed by just opening up this bag and just opening it and it just being
Full.
such full, fresh,
The smell
nice,
is really good.
loose, just beautiful buds. It's just how weed should be. On the monkey glue, I went 8.4. I think this. I've been going back and forth on this all week. Part of me was like, oh, maybe if this was on an OCS only scale, then this is easily in the 9s. If this was only weed that you can buy from OCS, I think this would be in the 9s. But it's not. My scale is for all weed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That
going
should
higher
be.
than you guys. I really like it. I'm giving it because I also think the price is right. 120 after tax. I'm going 8.8 on it. And I think that's the highest. And we're still going to test. We're going to have other weeks. OCS proved me wrong. I don't think we're going to get a higher score than Back 40's Pine Kush. From me at least. I don't think we're going to get a higher score than 8.8 from me. For OCS, because we are limiting ourselves to OCS weed.
I mean,
But OCS, prove us wrong. Send us some
I
shit.
will
For
say
free.
that an 8 from me is a very high score.
Very high, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going really high on the 8.8. It's just I'm comparing this to like the best weed that I've had, and it's not that far off. Is my thing. Like I think for like a 24% THC weed, it actually because that's higher than the monkey glue. Monkey glue was 5% lower.
Yeah.
It is harsher, but that's just what you're going to get for the THC. But 8 is a great score too. All right. I think that's it. Back 40 Kush. Go to your fucking local dispensary. Tell them that we send you there. Tell them to sponsor us.
Yep.
And go buy. I think this is a go buy. Would you agree?
Oh yeah.
That's a go buy.
yeah.
Yeah, we're all in
I would
agreement
buy
on
that.
that. That's the
Solid
first
thumbs
week that we're in agreement, I think, on that. All right. Well,
There you go.
Hey, you there. Your stupid fucking hat. Stupid face. We're done with all this pussy stoner shit. And we're getting back to the real stuff. It's round 3.
oh man, I'm hyped up again after that. Whatever that accent is. To this day, I don't know what that accent is.
Who are you channeling there?
I don't know what I was trying to go for. Quentin Tarantino in Django Unchained, maybe? Like, that might be the closest thing that it is. I don't know. Anyways, we're back. We're in the draft. I'm going to do a quick recap so far of our parties. We're entering round 3, final round before the wild card round. Authors so far, Brian in round 1 did the extremely, really bold pick, number 1 overall, Edgar Allan Poe. Round 2, Agatha Christie. Is a pattern emerging? We will see probably after this pick. I so far have picked Truman Capote and Kurt Vonnegut, and Yasha has so far picked Hunter S. Thompson and George Orwell. I'm just still thinking of them in the same room. All right, Brian, kick us off, man. Go into round 3. And also, I think you can kind of reveal your scheme now.
Mhm.
Don't you think? Going into the wild card round or no?
Yeah, after my pick, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, it is your pick now,
Yeah.
so I'm saying you can reveal it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So I would have Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Okay.
Sherlock Holmes, nice.
So
I know what you're doing. Yeah.
you
Tell
guys
us.
seen the Family Guy episode with the dinner party?
No.
Basically, it turns out that it was a ruse to get everyone there, and someone dies. Now, what I
Oh
would
yeah,
do
yeah.
is I would, presumably these guys would be like, "What's going on?" Right? We've been like reincarnated for this. What's going on? So I'd be like, "Okay, guys, for whatever powers that may be, I've been given the power to summon you guys, and I'd like to do like a nice little dinner with you guys and like interview you as like the greatest mystery writers of all time. That would be the guys.
Okay.
I would also have my assistant who would pretend to be my wife, right, at that dinner party.
Okay.
And then halfway through the dinner party, I would mysteriously die. I would be ambulanced out, and then from there, right, my assistant wife.
Basically, what you're doing is you're having a murder house party. You're
He's
having a
Clue.
murder party.
He's gonna play Clue
Yep.
with these
Yeah.
And then
fuckers.
A murder dinner party.
He's gonna play
they
Clue
It's
will-
with
very
these guys.
creative. I will give you this.
It's nice.
Then all of this will be recorded, obviously, in my
Okay.
murder mystery house,
You're gonna
this mansion,
nice
and then I would
commodify
sell
the
this
shit out of it.
video on the dark web for maybe.
NFT it, bro. NFT it. Are you kidding me?
I think I should NFT it.
I think that's at least a $20 million NFT right there.
I don't think
You're talking about people that are dead coming back to life and solving your murder. I think that's an NFT right there.
You think if I don't NFT it, I wouldn't get as much money because I'm trying to cash in.
I
here.
think NFTs.
That's my scheme here. I'm trying to
clearly-
cash in.
Brian, clearly you don't understand that NFTs are going to be the most valuable thing in the entire
But
universe.
it's not yet.
Very soon.
It's not yet. Maybe I think I would sell each video for
your NFT could.
I think I would sell each one for like 1 Bitcoin, man.
Oh
And
man.
then, when Bitcoin like skyrockets again, I'll sell it off before the crash, and I'll convert it into like Ethereum. Hopefully that gets big, and I'll retire.
Wow.
Either
Okay.
NFT or
NFT. Anyways, you're basically you've just commodified the dinner party.
Yep.
Draft. Congratulations. That's a good job. I'm gonna give you a little round of applause there because that's very much in the tradition of cultured and shit.
and then also, I would enjoy this very much. Like I love, like mystery stories and all that shit.
Yeah.
So watching all these like writers, right?
Yeah.
Actually being, they've literally been summoned to this like mysterious dinner party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like for them, would it be that, not believable that, somehow I got murdered? Maybe they could, maybe they find out, right?
yeah.
Like I want to see what they would do. And of course, videotaping this, right, recording it would be quite the video.
Well.
And it wouldn't be like a movie or anything. It'd be just a raw clip, no editing from
Okay.
start to end.
Yeah.
I would sell it. I'd become rich, and I would disappear.
All right. Well, honestly, wow, that was a good scheme. I think that was an interesting draft scheme. I don't really want to hate on your
And,
picks. I've already hated on your picks enough, so I think that was an interesting draft scheme.
And as another point of justification.
And I think the other thing too is your 3 people wouldn't like hate each other potentially like someone
Yeah.
else's draft picks.
And the
Oh,
thing
yes?
is, right? I didn't necessarily pick the greatest authors of all time or the great personalities. I've picked
Specific people.
commodifiable names, recognizable names for this genre.
Well, you've
right?
literally just assembled the dream murder mystery dinner party. You just
yeah.
assembled, so you just assembled it perfectly, and I'm glad for you. We still have the wild card round, which could throw a wrench in anyone's
It
draft.
could, or make mine clearly number 1. We'll see.
I think you really have to like murder mystery parties. I see. Here's my biggest problem with your draft, and this is just a personal preference
Mhm.
thing. And I'm going to say it for the other people out
Murder
there.
mysteries are boring.
It's basically the opposite of what I'm doing. Mine is a chill fest where we're going to talk, have a great time, because ultimately I like that you have the authors doing something. I just kind of want to chill with these authors, get stoned. I don't like parties where you go to parties and then you have to do shit. You know what I mean?
You picked authors who happen to be just fun
Well-
people for a party. I picked authors for their name, man, and their brand.
Okay, well let me
Same.
go into my pick. Okay, so
Same
this
here.
is so I'm going to with this pick I'm going to get 4. I'm going to get 3 of my top 4 picks actually. So I'm happy with this draft.
Okay.
I'm happy with this.
See, I figured with so many authors out there, we wouldn't be-
really be in competition,
Yeah.
but that's what makes this fun.
Who
And
knows,
again,
though? Maybe you'll pick something that I wanted to pick. Just
I'm not, because I'm not going murder mystery. I don't think I've read a single mystery story. That's not.
Well, he's
something
going
I'm
more murder
interested in.
mystery. You're going more chill. I'm going more or less.
Well, let me say mine. I'm going Philip K. Dick for mine. For mine.
I've heard of him before.
Heard of him, but I
He
never-
did
okay.
stuff like well, I'll be honest. I
Is
have not.
he the Sheep's guy?
Yeah, I have not read a single Philip K. Dick book, but I have basically seen every movie based on Philip K. Dick books, which are great movies. You have Blade Runner is
Yeah.
based on that. You have also what's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Oh my god, I can't
Total
believe I'm
Recall.
like Total Recall is
Yeah.
based on a Philip K. Dick book. Unbelievable. Because what I ultimately want is what I really want with him, and why I'm bringing in Philip K. Dick here. And this might seem to clash a little bit with Capote, but Capote's Capote, man. He's gonna have a great time doing anything. He's just a great person. Philip K. Dick is going to bring in the science, like with Philip and Vonnegut. That is just a match made in dinner party heaven, because we're all gonna get high as fuck, and we're just gonna talk about space. We're gonna talk about future. Like, we are going to have the world's greatest high conversation anyone's ever had. Like, it's just gonna be incredible, because we're just gonna go to a whole other level with these guys. And here's the thing, just let me finish before.
I got it.
In case you say that Philip K. Dick is not going to be the pick, or is not going to be introduced into drugs, I found this information on him. He went through a period after getting dental surgery where he was tripping really, really hard on painkillers. Okay? He decided to call this period his period of divine madness. He hallucinated being in Rome and on the fields of the battles with Napoleon, Yasha, and ended up writing an 8,000-page book while stoned. Anyone who can have that experience and write an 8,000-page book while stoned, I just know that we are going to have, as I said, this so far, and it might get thrown through a wrench through the wild card, but so far my draft is just the world's best stoned conversation dinner party ever. We're just having a great time. I just want to be surrounded by authors and be able to talk about shit that I'm interested in, that I'm interested in writing it too, you know. I'm not to sound like a douchebag, but you know what I mean? Like, this is stuff that grasps me. This is stuff gets me interested. I would just love to do this. They're all interested in drugs. We're going to have a fucking phenomenal time together at my dinner party. So, Philip K. Dick, round 3, my choice.
So with that justification, it goes beyond just like a good time dinner party. Like, you're gonna have the most fascinating stone conversation. You should have led with that.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing.
I didn't want to say it because I was worried you guys were going to look up writers who were pro drugs while I was doing this.
Top 10 writers who are also stoners.
Yeah. Well, a lot of writers have written are stoners, so
yeah.
there's no thing there. But yeah, I'm happy about that. Yeah.
So that's
my grand plan. Your grand plan was murder mystery party. My grand plan is as of right now, we don't know. 4th round. Wild card could still throw a wrench in all of this. As I said, I'm having the best stone conversation ever, and I just wish this could actually happen. They're also all from the same era too, which does help because we'd be able to kind of, you know, I love that era. 50s, 60s, 50s, 60s? How did I pronounce that? I'll have to go back on the tape and look at that. That was bizarre. That's just as I said, I love that era, so I'm into it. You got anything else to say, or should we let Yasha?
But one thing I was going to say is that for a strong draft this week, I figured that you would have to come up with some sort of angle or like a theme or like a plan, like you said. Yeah. And so far, looks like
we both have at least executed that part of it. On to our third compadre, our comrade, our colleague, our peer. Let's see if he has a method to the madness. Once again, round 1, Hunter S. Thompson. Round 2, George Orwell. Makes me laugh every time. Round 3, Yasha, who you picking?
William Burroughs.
He
wrote The Junkie and he wrote The Naked Lunch. And he's really well known for sort of satirizing kind of that American way of life, but also kind of like he had his own history of the sort of abuses and drugs as well.
Okay, so...
But he also goes on to find those sort of traditional conventions on society, but he also sort of puts it satire as well. And I think it's very interesting.
Okay. Just for the record, I'm going to just read this directly from Wikipedia right now, because you're going to throw this person in with Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah.
Burroughs was born into a wealthy family in St. Louis, Missouri. He was the grandson of inventor William Seward Burroughs, who founded the Burroughs Corporation, and a nephew of public relations manager Ivy Lee. Burroughs attended Harvard University, studied English, studied anthropology as a postgraduate, and attended medical school in Vienna. You think that guy is going to be super tight with motherfucking Hunter S. Thompson?
I didn't go that deep into him, bro.
I
just picked him.
I know. I need to win though. I'm just saying.
You're being a petty little bitch. Right now.
You're just upset because
no, I think it would go well with Hunter S. Thompson and George Orwell.
Okay, so he was friends with Jack Kerouac, which that might help you a little bit, and Allen Ginsberg. So he was, probably into that scene a little bit. But as I said, yeah, wow, interesting pick, man. I did not see that one coming. He definitely wasn't on my list. Is he one of your favorite writers?
No. I haven't said any of my favorite writers yet.
Since Brian and I gave the grand scheme of our draft, can you tell us what yours is?
No.
It can only be revealed if this actually happens.
No.
Therefore, it'll forever.
So you don't have there's no theme or idea for the dinner party.
That is the method to the madness. The madness of no.
You need to have an intention to invite these people. I don't need to have an actual theme going on. I'm just inviting them for dinner. Like, honest to God.
But Brian and I kind of explained that's what the draft is the dinner party draft. You kind of have to have like an idea for what you're going to do at the dinner party. You're just inviting three guys and just letting it fucking go.
I'm just inviting people over. People that I think would be cool for dinner. If I were a rich man, wealthy, like an upclass citizen, and I had the power to invite these people and they would willingly come, I would invite those three.
Oh my God.
Because they're all batshit crazy.
Okay.
They're insane people.
All right. I think we go.
Put them in the same room, lock the door.
Honest to God,
someone is going to die at Yash's dinner. Brian, yours is like a murder mystery party. His is just going to be a murder.
I mean,
like
I feel
someone
like
is going
Yasha
to die there.
Wins hands down for the most volatile dinner party.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, all you need to do is just throw some kind of wrench into that situation. Just mention something that from their time would have been politically.
Hey guys, what do you think about this ex-political?
Hey, what do you guys think about the USSR? Just throw that in there, see what they do.
Exactly.
Oh.
Let her rip.
Fucking exactly.
All right.
It's like the plot from fucking Sideways.
Okay, so.
No, it's not the plot from Sideways.
I don't know if that's not the plot from Sideways.
No, Sideways is a dinner movie. It's a fun movie to watch. I just said it for some reason.
All right. Let's go into the final round, the wild card round. We have
this is the important one.
5 options today. Option number 1. So for the wild card round, basically we have 5 different rules that we could pick. I'm going to put it through a random picker. Again, if you're a random pick company, fucking sponsor us, bro. I'll mention you guys right now. We're going to throw it through there. One of them is going to be picked as our rule. We will have to pick an author according to the rules. So the rules are, I just said rules about 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
Author from 20th century, an author who is pre-20th century author, a female author. None of us have had female authors tonight, so I kind of hope this one gets it.
Agatha Christie.
No.
Oh yeah, we did. Thank God. All
We
right,
did.
fuck yeah, perfect. We aren't complete misogynistic.
And I feel like
douchebags.
I should get a point for that. Just putting that
Oh,
out there.
you can put it out to the YouTube folks. A YA author, aka young adult, and Bizarro. So Bizarro's every week. This week, Bizarro would be the worst possible dinner guest for your party.
Yeah.
So I am going to pick. We'll see what comes up right now.
Let's see what comes up.
I feel like you need to show us also.
I hope it's Bizarro.
I'm not even lying right now. It's
Oh, okay.
female author.
All right.
Female
I can work
author.
with that. I can work with that.
All right. Female author. Interesting.
Oh, I would have. This one would have been the one I was hoping would have been a perfect.
Well,
pick for Bizarro.
we'll go over those afterwards. The other
Yeah.
authors that we've picked. Brian, you got any? Do you need a second there, Brian?
I feel like I need
A second?
A while. Damn.
Okay, you take your
A
time.
female author.
Yeah,
Female author. You could. You know what?
that's gonna be tough. I don't
God,
know.
I should have saved.
I
Agatha
have my
Christie for
pick.
this, just in
I have
case.
my pick. If you want to let me jump ahead of you, I'll allow it, Brian, and give me that sweet, sweet pick because I got someone right now. I got someone, and oh man, she's good. She's real good. I think you should just let me pick her. Yeah, you want to, Brian. You know you want to.
Hold on.
Let me pick. Because sometime, you know what happens in a real draft is if you don't pick within the allotted amount of time and you create a whole bunch of dead air, it gets transferred down to the next person. So I almost feel like I got to put a timer up for you right now because you can't just research for the next 30 years.
So I would probably pick Tana French.
French, okay.
She's a female mystery author.
Okay, nice. Going with the thing.
Yeah.
A newer mystery author too.
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like you don't even really need to explain your pick. You got your mystery author that you wanted to add there.
Mine isn't ruined by.
She isn't quite as like prestigious as the other ones, but you know what I like about her for your murder mystery like whole idea that you have, and I'm just helping out your idea here. She's like a real underdog going into the murder mystery thing. You know what I mean? Like the folks at home are going to be cheering for Tana French because they're going to be like, I want to see Tana French take down fucking Edgar Allan Poe, Agatha Christie, and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. You know, so I like it. It's a good.
And she
good
writes
round.
about her stories about like a detective. You know, so she would have that angle as well.
That's great, man. That's great.
But also, and Sean, I'm trying to commodify this, right? I would bring in, like a different crowd. Also, I would have the mainstream.
Yeah. Hipster
And
crowd.
I would focus.
As I
on,
said,
like,
I think she's American too. So you'd have a nice little
with an exotic last name.
Yeah, French. Doesn't get any more exotic than French.
It's literally French.
It's literally French.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Wait, she's American, and her last name is French.
All right.
So she's French.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay. Can I do my pick now?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going. You guys might hate me on this one. Since I gave you Edgar Allan Poe, you have to give me this one. I'm going Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou. Sorry.
Who's that?
Yeah. You don't know who Maya Angelou is?
I don't think so.
She's one of the most important American authors of the 20th century. Definitely, arguably, the most important American poet of the 20th century.
Okay.
And most importantly for my draft, she also fits in. So she was on my list. She's actually the 6th person on my list. So I had her high. And the reason that I had her high is that she is also a big fan of smoking that good old green stuff. She wrote about her first time ever smoking pot at 18 years old during an evocative meal and dancing that followed. In her second memoir, Gathered Together in My Name, she wrote that the weed has helped ease her stress and opened her to finding joy in the world. She had a traumatic childhood, and she said that, quote, for the first time, life amused me. She is arguably, out of all of the writers that I've chosen, like the most significant one. And I think that, as I said, she's joining in on the stoner party, man. And I want to have a poet there who's going to bring in a whole different aspect in a whole. This is nice because I just had 3 white men. Now, I've got people that are, there's a little bit more, there's a different background that's going on here. And I think she's an incredible person. And I'm, hyped to be able to pick her. Really excited about it. She rounds out my list
That's
perfectly.
a good choice.
Rounds out my list.
Trying to have a fascinating, stimulating, high conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's going to just bring it up another level. Because as I said, I think I have 2 sci-fi people that are going to, make that kind of the driving force of it, but got other people there. Yeah, I'm very happy with my draft. All right, Yasha.
Well,
Last pick. Oh man, you know what I forgot to do though before the wild card?
Oh, I think we need to play
Ugh.
before Yasha's pick.
We
fuck
have
off.
to
You're
play
busting
it.
my balls, man.
We have to do this. I didn't play it. Forgot.
You know what time it is. Last round of the night. Get your bets ready. Ready? Spin that wheel. It is the wild card round. Yee-haw!
I can't believe I almost forgot to play it. That would have sucked. That's my favorite one.
Well, I'm glad you played it before me.
Yeah, it had to.
But if we're going to talk about unstimulating people, unstimulating conversations.
What?
Well, because yours was stimulating conversations.
You want
Unstimulating conversation.
Who are you picking for your wild card round, Yasha?
Oh, sorry, Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf, my friend. This party is going to be gut wrenching.
Why are you picking Virginia Woolf? Tell us, please.
Oh, she's crazy.
I know.
She's fucking insane. Fucking bitch is insane.
Stream of consciousness.
Honest to God. Is like, can you imagine?
Okay, first off, before you say insane once more, we are friends of those with mental illness out there.
Of
We
course.
do not mean
Absolutely.
insane in any kind of way. We just mean that she was a weird person. Continue on, Yasha.
Yeah, I don't want to give out the bad idea as to why I'm picking her.
Yeah.
But I feel like her personality would totally fit well with these three men that I have picked out.
She was institutionalized 7 times and attempted suicide at least twice. Her illness may have been bipolar disorder,
Exactly.
for which there was no effective intervention during her lifetime. You
So,
would bring this as your...
So many people.
well, look at my list of people.
All of these people are dead, but they're all gonna die again at Yasha's party, man. They're all gonna
Why would they die?
They're going to create a force field that if you
Hey,
walk
that's
through,
the
you'll
problem with
just
you,
die.
Sean. You misunderstand people.
You're gonna die. You have Hunter S. Thompson, George Orwell, William Burroughs, Virginia Woolf. Like, there's gonna be guns and drugs. Like, I'm imagining like a Gaspar Noé movie or something happening here, where all of you guys are gonna trip on acid, and you're gonna have the world's worst dinner party,
I
and
think
shit's gonna happen.
I think it'll be fine. No, man.
Oh, it says we're offline. Oh. We're back.
We're back.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. All right.
right.
I almost feel like Yasha is like trolling this draft. Like has purposely thrown this draft. Like, can you just tell us after how good you felt last week? Did you just feel like throwing this draft?
No, I just didn't care for the topic. Well, personally, for me, I have a variety of favorite
I
authors,
think
but it's just that
he's just resisting against, he's rebelling against the fact that we changed what would have been his topic.
That's
This
it.
week.
You're right.
that's true. Guys, we were supposed to do worst military blunders in history, and I literally had Ode to
Sean was
Joy.
not ready for that.
I literally had Ode
You
to
said you weren't either, you bastard.
I had
I
Beethoven.
mean, I would.
I literally had Beethoven's Ninth Symphony playing in my head when they said worst military blunders. When he's and then Sean took it away from me like
Something to
a
look
greedy
forward to,
bastard.
folks at home. Maybe one day we'll do
What was
greatest
your number one
military
would have been?
blunders. All right. So,
Okay,
anyone
so-
got any authors that they don't have?
Well, let's make some honorable mentions for a bunch of the other picks.
Well, I was gonna say, do you have any other authors originally that you would like to bring?
I would have loved to have brought. Well, if I had a second chance based on what I was going for, J.R. Tolkien, George R.R. Martin, Andrzej Sapkowski as my 3 main guys that I want, because these guys are the world's greatest world builders in fantasy fiction.
That would have made way more sense as a draft if no one selected those guys, so you could have had them.
I know.
All right.
I mean,
Ryan, do you have anyone
I-
that you didn't get to select that you wanted to?
I mean, based on what he said, like that was my second idea for my draft, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to go more.
Yeah.
I would have picked like George R. R. Martin.
Yeah.
I would have picked Tolkien.
Yeah.
Right. Just because they're
Interesting fact about Tolkien, though, just
Mm.
and why I had him on my do not pick list.
yeah.
I researched it. Tolkien.
Tolkien.
Who cares?
Tok.
He
Tolkien.
hated people who liked The Lord of the Rings.
Really?
He hated people who liked those books because he thought they were like too simplistic and too childish,
See,
and so he
and
hated
so-
them.
Oh, he
Um,
did. He did like his work. He did Beowulf
then-
too.
Yeah.
Which is
and
not
then
fair.
I was gonna center it on him,
Yeah,
and then so who's it called? George R. R. Martin. I wanted like his take on what he did to the genre,
yeah.
right? And then I would also pick who is it? Fucking C.S. Lewis, just because they're tight.
You know that? Oh, they hated. I thought they didn't like each other. That
I think
would've
they
been
hated each
I
other.
mean,
friction.
there
That would've
was
been friction. I was gonna-
later
They would.
on.
I think
Yeah.
they hated each other.
But
Yeah, they
their
hated
works
each other
were
later on.
very like they were
Yeah.
you know
Essentially competing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I would definitely have them there, and then I would, for the dinner party, play the extended edition of Lord of the Rings uncut, start to end.
Nice. That's a long dinner
And I
party. Though.
wanted
That's
to-
about a 12-hour dinner party.
It's worth it, and to
Oh.
see his like reaction.
Yeah, I would have done it that
so-
way, but I decided to go on the more crazy. Like,
Yeah, you went wild.
My
Alright.
whole pick was a wild card pick.
Okay.
Like my whole pick
Your
collection
whole
was
draft is
a Bizarro
wild card.
was a
Okay.
Bizarro draft.
Yeah, I don't know.
But-
Well, I don't there, but that wasn't the draft. Anyways, authors that I had, I was thinking F. Scott Fitzgerald. If one of you guys had picked Ernest Hemingway, I was gonna shit on you hard, and then I was gonna pick F. Scott Fitzgerald because he got to hang out with Hemingway and all these cool people, but he wasn't fucking in like a crazy alcoholic with drugs
Yeah,
and guns.
He was just a broke writer.
Like fucking Hemingway was. Like Hemingway's essentially. I thought you were gonna take him to go with Hunter S. Thompson.
I would have, but it wasn't gonna work.
And then I had ideas for just the stoners. I'm gonna mention these guys quickly, okay?
uh-huh.
These are all other writers who smoke weed and are on record for it. Jack Kerouac,
Mhm.
who wrote On the Road. Huge partier, Beat Generation, loved smoking weed. Stephen King was a huge
Yeah.
pot smoker.
Yeah,
I
mean,
don't
he doesn't
like.
even remember writing some of his books.
I just don't like his books, and I think that the other authors that I have are actually like very good
Mhm.
literary authors, and Stephen King just wasn't going to fit in well there.
Stephen
If
King
we
went on
had
a
had the-
binge on cocaine writing it.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's
but,
insane.
Yeah, no, you should have drafted him. And then the last one is Alexandre Dumas, who was
Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers.
Count of Monte Cristo is one of my favorites.
He was part of Le Club de Hashishans, which translates literally
the pothead.
to the Hash Eaters Club.
Yeah.
This was in the 1800s, late 1800s, Parisian group dedicated to exploring drug-induced experiences.
Perfect for
and
a draft.
he was arguably the most successful of those, other than maybe Charles Baudelaire.
Yeah.
And then finally, as I said, I had a bunch of other people that I could have drafted. I had lower tier authors in case you guys somehow went with the stoner idea. I had Alan Moore from Watchmen, I think would be perfect for Yash's draft. Completely crazy anarchist. Victor Hugo was someone just because I love his books and it was around an interesting time. Harper Lee and J.D. Salinger were two authors that I was thinking if you want to go a dinner party where you go with authors.
J.D. Salinger. Fuck.
If you want to go with authors that like only wrote one book and are kind of like mysteries to
Fuck.
humankind, Harper Lee and J.D. Salinger would
Yeah.
have been really
God.
interesting. Now, let's finally end off the draft. Do you guys have any picks
Fun
for
fact.
the Bizarro?
Oh, for Bizarro? Oh, I would do Ayn
Well,
Rand.
I don't have a pick, but I do have something to say. I
Yeah.
think the one reason why my draft is superior to yours,
Oh god.
is because I think you could have done your draft with like anyone, right? Like it could have been like who would you pick for your dinner party, dead or alive, right? Like you didn't have to pick authors for this special thing. I feel like I utilize the theme of the author to its full potential here.
Okay, just to
You picked stoners that happen to be authors.
No. See, that's where you're wrong. Ultimately, here's what it is.
Mhm.
With authors, like,
There's
what am
a-
I going to
there's a-
do with authors? Am I going to go shooting a whole bunch of guns with Hunter S. Thompson?
You're gonna
Authors,
have
at the
a
end
talk.
of the day, what I want to do with an author is talk, man. and get deep into it.
Okay.
And with these authors that I've chosen, specifically Kurt
You
Vonnegut,
don't think I
Philip
want
K.
to talk to
Dick,
these guys?
not only are these like people who would be down to smoke, do the drugs with me, these are authors that are like literary giants.
Okay.
And I think that's the biggest difference between your list isn't consistent literary giants, like Anna French,
I chose
Agatha
them for
Christie.
the
It's
modifiable
interesting.
names.
As I said, why my dinner party ultimately beats your dinner party
Uh-huh.
is mystery dinner parties are lame and getting stoned and talking with a bunch of authors is cool. So that's why I win.
At the end, I'm gonna be rich in money, whereas you may be rich in soul.
You're gonna make money. I am gonna go write an incredible book afterwards.
I mean, you could honestly record
Yeah.
your session.
Well, as I said, I'm literally meeting with all these people, and then I'm going home and I'm locking myself in the room with an ounce of back 40s
That's
pine
enough.
kush, maybe 3 ounces of back 40 pine kush, and I'm locking myself in there and I'm writing an 8,000-page book just like Philip K. Dick did.
Who's the author that would like ruin my draft? Because I feel like if you picked Bizarro, I would have been screwed. I couldn't.
Can I tell you three authors that I had that totally I think ruin, or 2 authors that I have that totally would ruin any draft? One, as I said, my number 1 was going to be Hemingway, just because he's a fucking asshole.
Kill himself in the middle of.
Well, again, if anyone is considering having thoughts out there, please dial your local suicide hotline prevention phone number. We are with you. Do not take your own life. Hemingway. That's not why he's an asshole. He's an asshole because he's a fucking asshole, man. Have you read about Hemingway?
He's quite the talker too.
And he's just a dick, bro. And as I said, he would literally have his guns around. He's like the poster child in my thought of white male toxic masculinity. He really is just like the Marlboro Man, essentially. But the other authors that I definitely had were you wouldn't want Homer or Shakespeare at your dinner party.
No.
Reason being, all you would do was talk about Homer and Shakespeare the whole time. You wouldn't talk about fucking anything else. It would just be those two the whole time. Every author would just be wanting to talk to them, get information from them. It's not a dinner party. It's a fucking interview at that point. Another author who you should have chosen that was absolutely fucking insane was Charles Dickens. He was literally fucking crazy, bro. He was obsessed with seeing dead human bodies. I'm not lying. He used to ask that he would pay people to exhume them so that he could see dead bodies. Really fucking weird,
the
man.
writer of the fucking Christmas Carol.
Yeah, and he specifically had a fondness for paintings of humans eating dead human bodies. So, yeah, Dickens would have been great for your draft.
So he wanted to eat bodies.
No,
Apparently.
I think it was just some sort of kink.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe he's a necrophiliac or something, but Dickens were all on my not to draft. Those people would have thrown a wrench in it. Your draft, Hunter S. Thompson. That would have been the perfect draft. Because he would have just come in. He would have come in high as fuck and would have just fucking ruined everything. He's ruined your dinner party too.
Why did he ruin it? I feel like Virginia Woolf ruined it more than he did.
Well, if you say so.
All right, man. I think that's all we got to say. Yasha, what do you always say?
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Brian, you got anything, man?
No, this was a pretty good draft, I think.
I like this.
Everyone.
We're definitely going to do more dinner party drafts in the future. It was nice not to talk about movies, too. And all I'm going to say is stay hip, everyone. Stay hip out there. Stay hip.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. Take care of your mental health. Because for some reason that came up a lot tonight. I guess it's just because of authors, man.
Yeah,
Right.
A lot of these authors are just kind of,
Get us out of here, man. Get us the fuck out of here. You know what we need to do? We need to do this shit right here.